Guys, so today I wanted to talk about, is Tesla going bankrupt? Now, you always see on the internet, oh, the next Tesla killer, oh, I want to short Tesla because they're going bankrupt. And is that really true, or is it just, stuff on the internet? So, I want to start with saying I am a Tesla fan. I love what they're doing, but I'm going to try to keep my bias out of this and just purely look at the facts. So, let's start with just going to the stock. Now, this is one of the best measurements to see how is the company doing. So, looking at the last month, they came down from 267, now they're at 299. But you look here in the middle and it's just a whole lot of fluctuation. Now, generally that's not too good. Like, you don't want steep ups like this and then steep downs. Like, that's not a good sign for a company. For a company, you generally want a linear, path. And of course, there's going to be bumps in that. That's just the business cycle. But you don't want something that is this drastic. You look at the last year and it's really similar. I honestly just shortly ago they were down to 256, and that's not really good for a company. Well, I mean, that's not that developed. Now, of course, Tesla, they're by no means a startup, but they're also a new car company in a market that is highly, highly competitive. And this is not something that you really want to see. And then looking at 5 years, now the 5 years is a little bit better. You do see like a general trend here, but still there's a lot of fluctuation, and that's just, at a certain point, you don't want to see that much fluctuation. So that's one thing that's kind of unsettling about Tesla, the fact that their stock goes up as Elon Musk will announce something, get somebody excited, and then, a Tesla could be involved in an accident, something happens with autopilot, and the stock sinks. So it really, it fluctuates a lot, and you don't want to see too much of that in a company that's, this new. Like, at one point, they were at, like, almost 400. Now they're down to 300. They're almost at, like, 250. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest things, that Tesla, their stock is fluctuating, and that's not really a great thing. But there's more stuff that you want to look at other than stocks. So I want to go to the PE ratio. Now, this is called the PE ratio. It's the price to earnings ratio. So I actually did a simple search. I'll explain to you guys who don't know what the PE ratio is. So basically, it's the ratio of what is the price of a share to the earnings per that share. So like the earnings based off of that percentage of the company. So for a good company, a company that is not solely based on speculation, you want to see that PE ratio in the positives. So like if you were to look at Google's, I think it's something like maybe 20 or so. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, Google's, it's definitely in the positive, or actually Alphabet now. But then you look at Tesla's, and it's pretty low. Now, in 2018, they're estimating it's going to come up, and I'm not, this is the NASDAQ website, which is a solid site. I'm not sure how did they get this 2019 estimate, maybe based off like how much is the Tesla Semi going to cost and all that stuff. But basically, like, when it's that low, it's not good, because you don't want to have a PE ratio that's negative, because that means that your company is based solely off of speculation. Actually, Tesla right now, they're not even making a profit. I believe they're in the red right now. They are losing money. They're burning cash. And, that is common for a startup. But for Tesla's size, I feel like they should be making a profit right now. Now, these have all been negatives. Let's go and look at the positives. What is Tesla doing right now? So, of course, we have the Model S, the Model X. They're amazing cars. They've got like really, really good ratings from customers. So they're making solid cars right now. Of course, they're gonna have issues, but so does every other car. So that's really great. Then we look at the Model 3. Really, this is like the big thing for Tesla. The consumer car that's going to go to hundreds of thousands of people. It's going to be an electric car for the masses. And this has been looking really good for Tesla. Of course, the concept that it's a car for $35,000 that goes over 200 miles and it has a supercharger network. So that all sounds great, but right now the Teslas, and if you look at some of the Model 3 configurator videos from a few weeks ago, there will be another one in like a week. Basically, you can only get that car for like $55,000 or something right now. It's not really at that $35,000 price point, but it will get there eventually. So when you think about it, when it's at that $35,000 price point, it's going to be hugely competitive. It's going to be a really great car. Right now, though, it really isn't there. Also, there have been a lot of complaints about the Model 3, where there's panel gaps. Now, Tesla, they did say that panel gaps have improved by 40%, but still, there's issues here and there, but it's a new car, and they're going to get fixed. But Model 3 isn't the only thing that they are doing. Let's go look at the Roadster. Now, the Roadster is an absolutely insane car. Like, this car is going to do really well for Tesla. It's going to be a car that probably isn't going to make them a ton of money, but it's also going to be a car that really proves a point, if you get what I mean. It's proving the point that an electric car can be a supercar. Because, you know, you look at these numbers and they're really setting a record here for an electric car, and they're really setting a record for cars in general. I mean, 1.9 seconds, that's never happened before. An EV, 620 miles, never happened before. An EV going over 250, never happened before. Actually, a lot of this stuff I do explain in the Tesla Roadster video. I'll link that down below. You guys should go and check that out. But the Tesla Roadster, that's going to be huge for Tesla also. Now, let's look at the Tesla Semi. I think that this is also really big for Tesla. So, the Semi, for those of you that don't know, it's going to be a truck that can go something like 400 miles, I believe. And it's going to be completely electric. It's got nuclear blast-proof glass, as Elon Musk calls it. Basically, it's going to be really strong because trucks, they break their windshield every year or something. So, anyway, that's just a side little point. Basically, it's going to be an all-electric truck that is competing with diesel trucks, and it's going to be only a little bit more expensive. Now, this Semi, I think it's going to do huge things for Tesla, and the reason that I say that is because right now, the majority of pollution that comes from road vehicles is from semis because they operate at like 5 miles per gallon or something. It's something really bad, basically. And also, when a semi crashes, it's really dangerous. And Tesla is, of course, going to have autopilot on this, which will make that a whole lot safer. So, when you put all that together, Tesla is going places with their future vehicles. Right now, they're not at a great place, and they really haven't been for a long time. They only made a profit for, I think, 1 quarter. So they aren't at a great place right now. Their stock isn't doing that well. But where they're taking the company, it's a really bright future. So, in my opinion, I don't think that Tesla is going bankrupt because all they need to get to that bright future is money. And there's a lot of people that believe in this vision. And there are investors that are throwing money at Tesla all the time. So I think that they will have the money, and once they have that money, they're going to give huge returns to any investors in the future. So I think that Tesla, they aren't going bankrupt as of now, but if something happens, it may happen. You know, they may go bankrupt. But anyways, that's what I think. Those are my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like, and we've got a lot of good content coming up, so hit that subscribe button.